Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. It's Fan Film Friday, and I'm doing a review of Dylan's New Nightmare, a Nightmare on Elm Street fan film 2023. This was released just August 31st, 2023. It literally is super brand new. This movie can be found on the Horror Show channel on YouTube. And those links are in the description down below. This movie, I'm going to read it right from the description. I want to give it justice because it's ridiculously good. It's a 35-minute long fan film, but I really want to call it a movie. This could be easily a standalone addition into the franchise. With the current trend of horror movie franchises doing these reboots or soft retellings or wedging a new sequel as a prequel sequel where they're wedging in a story in between two of the previous parts to tell a little story of something that happened in between part 2 and 3, or they're kind of like taking off from part 1, and now this 40-year later remake is actually the real sequel, part 2, and you have to forget the 8 movies that are in between. But anyways, I digress. Dylan's New Nightmare acts as an unofficial sequel to Wes Craven's New Nightmare, taking place almost 30 years after the events of the first film. In this film, the young son of Heather Langenkamp, Dylan Porter, played by Miko Hughes, is now a grown man trying to make his way in the world his parents raised him in, Hollywood. Little does he know that the evil entity known as Freddy Krueger, played by Dave McRae, is back and eager to once again break into our world through the son of his favorite victim. This movie features Friday the 13th franchise alumni Ron Sloan and Cynthia Cania, as well as the special effects makeup work of Nora Hewitt and Mikey Rotella. Dylan's New Nightmare is a love letter to the Nightmare French fries? It's a love letter to the Nightmare franchise and was made by fans for the fans. It was an Indiegogo funded. You can go on there and get Blu-ray, DVD, VHS, posters, and more. You can find that link in the description of the fan film, and you can find the link to the fan film in my description below. This is easily a standalone movie. If you remember Wes Craven's New Nightmare installment in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, that was the one that was kind of like real world, where we followed Heather Langenkamp as herself, and she had a son who was just a young boy. And I'm not going to get all into that storyline, but this is like the sequel to that 30 years later. So Dylan is grown up, and some of the psychological effects from those events are now reappearing. There's so many brilliant scenes in this. It's 35 minutes, but it felt like it had all of the aspects of a Wes Craven Nightmare on Elm Street. It had a very, very, like when they say it's a love letter to the franchise, it's a love letter to Wes Craven's first movies, where it wasn't just scare factor, it wasn't just the gore or anything like that, and that's in this fan film, but it was like the psychological stuff too, the sleep deprivation, the mind games, the psychological mental destabilization of your brain because of everything that's going on. And so well acted. There's a particular scene where Dylan is speaking to a therapist, and man, it just was so good. There was just so many elements of that just seemed so perfect. They were just really, really good. I was very, very surprised at how good this was and how happy I was that I chose to watch this. I didn't realize that it was like when I do these fan film Fridays, I just kind of like type in fan film in the YouTube search, and then whatever pops up, I filter through, I look at, length of time or interest level, and we've definitely been needing some new Nightmare on Elm Street movies. This will definitely cure that for you. If you've been having an itch for some Freddy, and the actor that plays Freddy, the makeup, everything looks really good. Like, it is, I want to say, better looking than the Jackie Earle Haley Freddy look. Like, this is pretty close. You definitely see some differences in the facial prosthetics and makeup, but that's inevitable. No matter who plays Freddy, it's never going to look like Robert Englund perfectly unless you're wearing like a formed mask off of his face. But it looks really good. It looks really good, and it looks really like his look is from that Wes Craven's New Nightmare look. So it's not like Freddy from the first movie. It's like that other, like the aged up in the series Freddy. But anyways, if you go on to see this movie, make sure you leave a comment, sit through their ads, make sure that this channel gets the ad revenue for their hard work. They definitely are deserving of it. If you're interested in any of the Indigo Blu-rays, DVDs, or posters or whatever that they may still have available, check their link out in their description of that video. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you've seen this or heard about it. And if you have other fan films you'd like me to check out, you can leave some suggestions in the comments down below, and I'll try to get to them and put them in the rotation. So you can check out Fan Film Fridays on Now It's Dark, and also my other channel, the JLA Member Channel, and that's where I do superhero and sci-fi fan films. So have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you.